Hi guys, it's Jay, writer, motivation speaker, and life coach. And today in our nakshatra series, we'll be covering the nakshatra of Punarvasu. And in case you don't know what nakshatras are the 27 lunar mansions, and they are what separate Vedic astrology from all the other types of astrological studies that are out there. And that's what makes Vedic astrology so powerful, effective, and not merely just astrology, but a vehicle for much more, for understanding ourselves deeper and connecting our consciousness and tracing it back to the Vedas, because every lunar mansion has a deity and every deity is connected to the Vedas in some way, and there's a lot of literature with respect to that. So just by looking at the placement of a planet in a nakshatra for a person, you can understand a lot about the energy that operates behind the scenes with respect to the person in that particular area of their life. And you can actually keep going on with this because you can connect the planets with the chakras, and then you can match the chakras with the nakshatra energy, and then keep going forwards and suggest mantras and sadhana. So, long story short, the nakshatras are 27 stars in the sky on the route of the moon as it transits around the earth in its orbit. And those stars, each of those stars is in some constellation, and we're going to be talking about what each star means, their significance of Vedic astrology, background story, energy, etc., etc. Okay, so let's begin. Punarvasu is the birth star of Lord Rama. That's one of the biggest reasons why it's so auspicious. This is a nakshatra that is actually very auspicious. It is signified by an arrow being placed back into the quiver. Okay. Now, look at the level of detail in this symbolism. An arrow being placed back in the quiver. What does it mean? You see, when you've shot an arrow, what do? You take the arrow and you put it back in your quiver so that you can use it again. Now you probably want to know, because not everybody is supposed to know that much about archery, but that is what they used to do. Okay, when you use your arrow, when you're practicing or when you're doing anything, that's what you do. You have a limited number of good arrows. You shoot an arrow, you bring that arrow back, you sharpen it, you keep it back in your quiver, you use it again. And another symbolism that I like to use with this nakshatra is the boomerang. The boomerang goes, the boomerang comes back. So the basic theme of this nakshatra is restoration, to make something good again. That somehow reminds me of Trump's campaign, make America great again. I don't know. It'd be a good idea to take a look at when he launched that campaign, if there was some involvement of Punarvasu or something like that in his chart. He's a Maya although, but Punarvasu is how do I exactly put it? Punarvasu is like the Renaissance. That's what Punarvasu is. It's a beautiful nakshatra. But the problem with this nakshatra is that you have very little room for negative karma, because everything that you do through the filter of this nakshatra is going to come back at you. And this becomes very important when, let's say, you're looking at the planetary placements here. If you have Mars placed here, then that shows that any sort of aggression that you show towards the world that is unwarranted, you're going to have to face it yourself as well. And Punarvasu is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, the planet of knowledge, the planet of your gurus, your teachers, learning, teaching. The deity of this nakshatra is Aditi. Aditi is the mother of all Devas. She's a Vedic deity. And actually you will find her mentioned in some common stories, such as the story of Raja Bali. Just give you a brief synopsis of what happened. So Raja Bali had become very powerful. Okay, and Raja Bali had become very powerful, and he was a Vishnu devotee. However, Raja Bali was an asura, and so Aditi, the mother of all Devas, was quite anxious of what is going to happen to the world after the baton is passed from Raja Bali to some other asura who takes his place. And Bali had become so powerful, he had driven all the god with all the devas etc. out of the Devalok and everything, and not done that in a way to traumatize them. He had just done that on merit. He had become Indra himself. He was so good. So I'm telling you this story to illustrate to you the power of goddess Aditi. Okay, so pay attention. So goddess Aditi goes to Vishnu one day, and she says that the devas are becoming irrelevant, because look at your devotee Bali. He has become so powerful now. He has become Indra. And so Vishnu said, well, he deserves to be Indra because he is so good. He is a good man. He's a good person. So Aditi, said to Vishnu, I don't have a problem with Bali, but I have a problem with what will happen if Bali becomes too powerful and he becomes the king of all of the three lokas in the universe. And then to succeed him, you have your regular, tyrant who comes and takes his place, the regular asura. We cannot guarantee that that will not happen. And so then Aditi instructed Vishnu to be incarnated as the Vaman avatar and do justice and make Bali return back to the Patal Lok. By the way, that is a beautiful story. Don't you dare demonize Vishnu here. A lot of people say that Vishnu is the trickster. Vishnu is the how do I exactly put it? Vishnu always tries to play outside the rules. No, that's not true. Vishnu was so sad that he had to do something like that to one of his devotees. He then himself left Vaikuntha Lok and he went there and he lived with him in disguise and helped him rebuild his empire. So, but coming back to the point, this is the level of influence and blessings that goddess Aditi can inspire. And whenever you have a planet which is placed in this nakshatra, it shows that you have the scope, you have the room to receive great blessings of a divine goddess or divine mother figure into your life. You have great power being given to you through this lunar mansion. I mean, especially if your moon is here, definitely. The only condition that is being placed is that you cannot, or let's say it's not like you cannot. The only condition is that whatever you do is going to come back to you. Simple. That's what it is. Okay. So I guess that's pretty much it. We'll go into more detail with respect to this nakshatra when I complete one cycle and then I go in deeper again. But long story short, whenever you're looking at this nakshatra in your chart, even if it may not be in such a favorable tara or not with respect to your moon, let's say you have Saturn placed here in Punarvasu, and let's say it's not in a good tara with respect to your moon. Okay, even then, understand that this is inherently a nakshatra with a lot of power to do good, a lot of power to restore. Okay, and it's a great nakshatra for all sorts of good activities, starting first lessons of things, studying, teaching, learning. The only thing that this nakshatra is not good for is marriage. and that is also going to be seen in the next nakshatra, which comes right after this Pushya. And I think that is a relationship between Jupiter, because Jupiter ruled nakshatras. They can have a lot of difficulty with respect to getting married, because Jupiter is a nakshatra which is focused a lot on personal growth. Okay, so this is a very growth oriented, very nice, and also a very conscientious nakshatra. If you have Saturn placed in this nakshatra, man, never ever do anything wrong. Never. Because you do something wrong, 101% you'll either get caught, or you'd have to pay the price, or that karma is going to come back to you very fast. And also I want to say that if you have prominent places in this nakshatra and you're a good person, anybody who does bad to you also has to reap the consequences of their actions very fast. Okay? So guys, that's all for today's nakshatra. We're going to be covering Pushya as moon moves into Pushya next. Thank you so much if you're loving this series, if you're enjoying this video, if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel so that you can stay abreast of all the wonderful content that I post. I post a lot of different kind of content here, and it's all focused on self-improvement, personal growth, self-development, self-help. Okay, you can just go through a lot of these playlists and videos that you find on this channel, and push the bell icon so that you can be notified every single time I post. You can set it to a personalized setting. It's up to you, because lots of different sort of content I post. And see you in the next video. Thank you. Very well.